Ready to go live.
Alex, it's live now.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Hello, guys and girls, and welcome back to a brand new video today for a League 2 prediction video, which I'm doing with these two guys. We've got Joe Tier on the right, on my right, and we've got Morgan in the middle, who is a Rochdale fan, and Joe is a Stevenage fan and a Ipswich fan. And Morgan is a Man U fan and a Rochdale fan. So, just before we start, what are your thoughts on this coming season for all teams? I'm starting with Joe.
Okay, it's the same as every other season. It's just more excitement, you know. It's just the EFL is one of the best leagues in the world, and it's hard to predict. And I don't know how one of us is going to go up, one team going to go up, one team
Yeah,
going to go down. You can't predict either way.
yeah. So, obviously, you're a Stevenage fan. What are your thoughts on last season?
Last season's a hard one because we had Alex Ravel,
Yeah,
and he kind of was like towards the end, he was kind of like making excuses up and things like that. Then we got Tisdale, and that was just a nothing appointment, really. And now we got Steve Evans. So
yeah.
hopefully he guides us away from relegation into mid-table, and I'll be happy with that.
So we've got Morgan on. What are your thoughts on last season, Morgan?
Honestly, not what I expected at all. I thought, you know what? Obviously, last season was our first time in League Two for a pretty long time. So I thought it was going to wipe the league, dominate it, rip teams to shreds. And in reality, it's not like that. League Two is hard. It is a tough league. Obviously, I found out myself. My team finishing in 18th position last season. And but obviously, first time back in League Two gives us time to work what the league's about again and hopefully do better next season.
Yeah. So have just before we start, any of your teams signed any players, Morgan?
Yeah, have you seen by my video? Obviously, we've got Bradford City former keeper and captain and Richard O'Donnell, a fantastic signing, good shot stopper. He makes a few mistakes with his feet that I've seen at Bradford, but I think all around he'll be a good keeper and do better than what Coleman and Jalen should, because they were just with Coleman, he knew what he was doing. He just made schoolboy errors. Jay Lynch, yet again, he knew what he was doing, schoolboy errors, and Jay Lynch is very small for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But if Jay Lynch was perfect height, then he'd be a better goalkeeper than Joel Coleman. I personally would have chose Jay Lynch or Joel Coleman last season if it weren't for Jay Lynch's height.
Yeah.
But obviously, Joel Coleman being 6'6", that's why I went with Joel Coleman as the preferred keeper.
Right, Joe. Any signings for
Yeah,
Stevenage?
we've signed, I think, 4 players. We've got one from Gillingham. I don't know if he's going to be our first choice. I mean, we did release a load of players. We've got like 7 remaining. So we've got one from Gillingham. There was one from who used to be for Oldham. He was like he's a really tall centre back.
Oh, Pergiano.
That's the one. We've got him as well.
You found him?
Yeah, they signed Pergiano.
I didn't know that, but good signing.
Thank you. We've also got Michael Boswick on a permanent now.
Yeah,
he's always been a fan favourite at Stevenage. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just fairy tale, basically. It's going to be his last game of the season. And, yeah, we've signed another one. I can't remember who, though.
Yeah. Jack, yeah, cheers, Jack. Yeah, it's the boys, as what you say on live on the Instagram. But, yeah, so obviously Tranmere made their third signing today in Reece Maclair. I can't even say his name because he's Scottish. But, yeah, 3 good signs. Obviously, seeing his goal, what he did for Inverness last season, incredible. So, with other things, hi, Jack. With John, right? Yeah, John is the Tranmere Rovers coach driver, which is a legend. So yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be difficult this coming season for Tranmere Rovers, but obviously we just missed out on the playoffs. We need to do a lot better next season, massively. Obviously, we're 3 great signings what we've had. but we just have to build on what we can do next season. So I'm going to start with the team who are in 24th, and then I'll ask Morgan, then Joe, if that's all right, guys.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, fun.
So my number 24 is Barrow. The reason why I've gone for Barrow is because it's not a great ground. It's not football league standard,
I know
really,
what Alex.
because it's nothing special. It is not. It's nothing special. Tranmere went there last season, got a 1-1 draw. The weather was dreadful. I feel sorry for the away fans for Tranmere because I was undercover a shelter and all the others were on the side, which it was funny as hell. I'm full of rain. So yeah, I'm saying Barrow to finish 24th. Morgan.
Now, people are going to hit at me for this, but I'm going to put Crawley Town, obviously, due to what happened with the manager last season and due to what could happen to Crawley Town. EFL could give him a point deduction or whatever for the manager's comments, and they weren't exactly the brightest of comments in my eyes. So I'm going to put Crawley Town to finish 24th.
Joe.
I've also, my 24th, I also went with Barrow. I just think you look back last season, they just about scraped near the bottom two. And if it wasn't for Scunthorpe being badly, obviously they put the kids in and things like that. And Oldham, obviously, got relegated, obviously, weeks ago. I genuinely felt like it would have been Barrow.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think they would have got that lucky this time, and I feel they'll go bottom.
Yeah. Didn't they bring in Halifax manager, didn't they?
That's a
Former
risk.
older manager.
Keith Curl.
No, the other one.
I know the one you're on about, but it's a big
He's the
risk.
youngster. He's like a young.
Oh, Harry
person.
Cool.
No, what's his name? What's his name? Guys, anyone in the comments know his name?
Yeah,
Peter
it's
Wild.
Peter Wild.
That's
There
it.
you go.
Yeah, Peter Wild. Yeah, so Peter Wild. I don't think he'll do well next season. But yeah, so my team in 23rd. They've only just came up from National League. I'm seeing Grimsby. I just think Grimsby are one of them teams that have one good season, then they go straight back down, and then they have one or two good seasons, then they come straight back down. When they played Wrexham, it was a great game. Mind this Ruwe scoring a goal, fantastic. And other players, they've got some okay players. Obviously, a former Tranmere Rovers player who is their captain. And yeah, I can't really say much about Grimsby because I've never been to their their stadium. But yeah, so saying them 23rd. Morgan.
In 23rd, I've gone the team that Joe and Alex put 24th. I've gone with Barrow at 23rd place. Obviously, like Joe and Alex have just said, last season they only just survived relegation. If it worked for Oldham's ownership, it worked for Scunthorpe's ownership as well. Then I think Barrow and Stevenage would have gone down, but obviously that wasn't like that. So I do think Barrow, unfortunately, you're going back down to the National League.
Joe.
For 23rd, it's quite unfair and unjustified, but I kind of gone for Harrogate because I look back into their team and I just think 9 times out of 10, I look at their team and they had like 5 subs on the bench and things like that, and they need that more. They need more signings, and if you release a lot, you need to bring more in, and I just think they need a lot more, especially when you want to bring on the bench.
Also, they had a great striker in themselves last season. I can't remember his name, but
Luke Armstrong.
Fantastic player. In my opinion, I think he should have gone to a bigger club. Maybe something like, I don't know, Rochdale, Tranmere, someone like that, because I think he would be banging goals for fun in League Two, especially. So, yeah, going into my number 22nd is a team that I love going to, but I think they'll just survive on the skin of their teeth, and that is Crawley Town. Crawley Town just got a new manager in Kevin Betsy. I've never heard of him. Obviously, apparently he's worked for England, but that is just my own opinion. Obviously, they've lost so many players. Then they lost their manager last season. Obviously, with the sex thing, which I literally can't be honest talking about. But yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one, but I think Crawley will just skin their teeth. They will stay up. I think. So Morgan next.
I've gone to a club who's just made a signing of a keeper in Thomas Holloway. I've gone and put Carlisle United to finish 22nd. Now, last season, Carlisle did finish 20th. I just think this season, obviously, with a few players leaving and a few players joining, I think they're still going to survive in the Football League just by the brink of the teeth throat, and I've gone and put Carlisle in 22nd.
I'm shocked in that, Morgan. Carlisle, wow. They've got some great players in themselves.
Yeah, they have got some good
But
players.
yeah, obviously they signed a few players already. So yeah, go on, Joe.
I'm going to go with Colchester 22nd, otherwise as known as Ipswich's B team.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I just think you look at the players they've got, you look at Chambers, you look at Smith, you look at Scouse, they're aging and things like that. And I just think there's so much going on, I think, with Colchester as well. I just think they won't do well this season.
So okay, interesting. So my 21st is a team that Tranmere Rovers, they get beat by last season 2-0. It was a shocking performance. And yeah, it's just the team that Joe supports, and that is Stevenage, who I've put at 21st. But yeah, we should have won the game. We didn't. The players didn't play well. We didn't create chances. Stevenage have had an up down season. Obviously, the amount of times they've literally had themselves to skin of their teeth, as you say. But yeah, I think Stevenage will be one of them seasons next season. So yeah, that's my 21 team. Morgan.
We are going over to North Yorkshire to the Environment Stadium, Harrogate Town. Now, obviously, with the likes of Jack Diamond returning to his parent club in Sunderland and players leaving, I do think it's going to be a struggle for Harrogate Town, especially last season with injuries as well. There was they went a month unbeaten and was top until they played Port Vale and then got beat. And then injuries hit him and they just went on a massive assault. And they did end up finishing 19th. So I'm going to put Harrogate Town to finish 21st this time in League Two.
Joe.
I've gone with Crawley. I just basically said what you basically said, Morgan. I just think what's happening with the club and everything, with obviously their manager, John Yams, is obviously not there now. I just think it will take its toll. The new manager, like you say, done England. I think he was Arsenal's under-21s manager. So it's going to be a big gamble for them. And it'd be interesting with the signings, but then obviously they've got the FA on their back to think about as well. So it'd be one of those.
And my number 20 is Colchester United. Colchester United have had an okay season, obviously. For the last few seasons, they've been signing Ipswich players, which I think they need to start buying other players from different clubs because I think it would be more of a fit. Obviously, they've got Callum Chambers, who is a decent defender. They've got some other players who are there. But yeah, I just think obviously Colchester are always down there, but they used to be always up near the top. But things have changed obviously since the last few seasons. Obviously, with their chairman.
Since McGreal left Colchester, really, it's been a
and also with their chairman.
Yeah, Colin.
Fans don't like the chairman as well. Yeah. So yeah, I'm saying them to go 20th. Morgan.
In 20th, I've got a team that has come down from League One, and we're going to Wimbledon, AFC Wimbledon. I put 20th now. I'm going to say I put Wimbledon here because you're going to think it's an easy league. It's not. Harsh reality is it's not like I've proven myself and experienced this last season now. Obviously, I put us to finish third last season, and yeah, third off getting relegated. Good one. But yeah, I'm going to put AFC Wimbledon. I don't think they're going to find it easy in League Two. I think they are going to find it struggles, and they won't have the biggest of budgets going into transfer windows and stuff like that. So I've gone and put them there.
Right, Joe.
My 20th, I went for Stevenage. We will be around, like I say, we'll be around the relegation zone. I know we will be. I think with Steve Evans as the manager that he is, I feel like that's a slight advantage to us staying up compared to others. He's got that experience and things like that, and he has got Alex Rowell back into his playing stuff because he used to play with, like, for Leighton Orient. So I think that kind of gives that a little boost. And I just think with the players that Steve Evans wants as well, I think we will slightly do 20th.
Right, okay. On to my 19th now is a team which Morgan and Joe have already said, and that is Harrogate Town. Harrogate Town have got a small stadium. Obviously, they've had some great players in their squad, obviously, with their captain, their strikers. But I just think they're going to be at the same position where they were last season, and I think they'll be near the bottom, possibly bottom, going down. But yeah, just have to see what happens. So yeah, Harrogate 19th. I haven't really got much. So Morgan.
In 19th, we are going with the Railway men. Crew Alexandra now. Crew are going to struggle. Obviously, they went up this season. Swindon got crowned champions, even though technically Crew should have been champions because Crew was top of the table, but Crew and Swindon had to play each other. And obviously, went off points per game and all that crap. So they missed out on champions, which is I found a bit unfair because at the time this all hit, they were champions. But yeah, Crew obviously losing a lot of players, getting relegated. Good players are going to leave. Like I experienced myself last season, the likes of Matty Lund going, Ollie Rathbone, Aaron Morley, Jake Beasley, all gone because we were playing in League Two. But Beasley and Morley didn't leave until January transfer window, and obviously Ollie Rathbone and Matty Lund, a few other decent players left. So yeah, I think Crew are going to experience the same as us. That's why I've gone 19th.
Right, Joe.
My 19th is Grimsby. I feel like they've obviously got relegated 2 seasons ago and they came back. I think they've got that sort of like urge of going to survivor now. They've obviously got that player who obviously you know Alex very well, who scored against Wrexham. I feel like he's a good like player because he's got the experience in League Two. I think Paul Hurst, he could be hit and miss. Obviously, I'm an Ipswich fan. It was a big risk for him because he's never done the Championship and he took on such a young team and he had to get rid of the Deadwood as well and he just couldn't do that. So I think Grimsby for 19th, I feel like, and also it's their first season back, so they always get that stay up sort of season.
Can you see Manny Desiree signing for Grimsby because he was only on loan because he was on loan from Tranmere to Grimsby? But can you see him signing for Grimsby for this coming season, Joe?
Who was that? Sorry,
Emmanuel Desiree, the striker.
I mean, it's tough because it's like you've got Nevitt and Hemmings.
Yes,
So
definitely.
it's one of those. It's like, do you want to be like the third striker or things like that? Because I've heard that Tranmere want more, like need more strikers and things like that. I think he'll go to Grimsby because he knows his role there, but with Tranmere, he's not that sure.
To be honest, when he was at
Absolutely.
Tranmere, he didn't really get a game. He did score. I think he scored about 2 or 3 penalties in pre-season. That's it. But
Yeah.
in my thoughts, obviously, he's a nice guy, but not a great player. I think he's more National League standard, but that is only my opinion. So going on to
18th.
18 is Hartlepool United. Hartlepool United had a great season last season, obviously, with their cup games they had. I think they won the Papa John's Trophy, done really well. So far, I think they were in the semi-finals, weren't they?
Yeah, they
And
were. They lost to Rotherham.
they lost Robin, which I thought they were fantastic. But obviously, they've got a new manager in Hayes, I think. John Hayes, I can't remember his name, but yeah, obviously they've got some decent players. One of their goalkeepers has left yesterday. But yeah, Hartlepool 18th.
And
For me.
Hartlepool are interested in Rochdale's old goalkeeper, Joel Coleman, as well.
Morgan, going on to you now.
Our 18th, we're taking a trip down to Essex. I've got Colchester United. Obviously, they finished 15th last season, I do believe. Am I right? Yeah, they finished 15th last season. Obviously, there was one of like the worst seasons. They had a shocking start, and picked up a bit of form, and then went back on a bit of a dip. And then it's been an up and down yo-yo season for Colchester. That's why I finished 15th. But I think with like what Joe said, Ipswich's B team getting old, getting in more injured, prone to injury. So I'm going to put Colchester because obviously players are getting old, injuries affect performances and results and the standard and style of play. So I'm going to put Colchester in 18th.
Joe?
I put Hartlepool in 18th. I think the second season syndrome will come again. I think, like you said, Alex, they came in the semi-final. They lost to Rotherham on penalties. I remember watching the game and they literally gave it their all. And I felt like they should have won the game. But that's the natural of the game. Obviously, we didn't have VAR then, and that's the way it is. I think it's going to be hard for them. And, I mean, see where my next prediction will be with Sutton. So,
Right. Going on to my number 17 now. It's a team going to Manchester, near enough. I'm sorry to say this, Morgan, but putting you 17th.
It's one place better than last season.
You've lost so many players who are decent. So many decent players.
Alex Newby, one of them.
Yeah.
Corey O'Keefe's just fucked out to Forest Green, which don't even get me started on that because I'm fuming.
But it's obviously they beat Tranmere last season at their place. We beat them at our place. But I don't know. I think obviously because they've only signed signed one player, we've signed three. I think Rochdale are going to be. I think Rochdale could be near the bottom two, possibly, if things don't go their way. Obviously, if the manager doesn't pick up the right players to bring into the squad.
Don't pick up form, either we'll get a point deduction, anything could happen with us. But,
Yeah, so I don't know with Rochdale because obviously they just lost their rival with Oldham, who've been relegated to National League.
So we have no derby. The only thing we can technically class as a derby is Stockport and Salford because our main two derbies were Oldham and Bury, and obviously situations with them. Bury folded and Oldham, so.
Right. So, Morgan, going on to you now.
In 17th, you have not done an away day if you've not passed the Bescott Stadium. We're taking a trip to Walsall. Now, I put Walsall in 17th, so it's just one worse position off last year when they finished 16th. So no harm done. I think Walsall are a team that will just stay around that spot for the next 3 to 4 seasons.
I'm just going to say something, Morgan. You do realise Walsall have just got a new owner. You do realise.
Yeah, but it's going to take time.
Money.
It's going to take time.
And they've just signed Tranmere centre-back captain.
Peter Clark.
Peter Clark's gone to Walsall.
Oh.
I'm gutted, but he's a great player. He's done his things at Tranmere and he was fantastic for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to Peter Clark at Walsall. So going on to Joe now.
Okay, thank you, Alex. My 17th, I'm going to go with Rochdale. I think you, Morgan, you basically said it as well. You're selling your players as well, and I think it's just not looking good for Rochdale at the moment. I think you'll survive. I think you'll dip into the loan market or free agents. I think you'll do that quite well compared to other teams. I just think you won't be like near the bottom, if that makes sense. But like you say, you could get points deduction.
I've just realised I fucked up. I put Hartlepool twice.
And he did it yesterday as well. Shocking.
Right. Where do we start? Fuck it. Right, we'll just go on to what we on number one.
16.
16.
Right. 15, sorry. Right, we're going right.
16.
16.
16. Oh, right, to the Hartlepool. Well, I've always said Hartlepool. Right, to the Hartlepool.
Yeah.
I just said it, didn't I?
Yeah, you
So-
said I'm 17.
What? Oh, well, fuck. Right. Go on to Morgan. Because I messed up big time.
What, for 16th?
Yeah.
I've gone second season syndrome. Sutton United, obviously, they finished 8th. So I think they are going to face a second season syndrome. And I think they're going to drop by 8 places. And I'll put them to finish 16th. Alex, who you put?
No, John, what the hell are you trying to say?
Well, what's his name? Oh,
Have you got to
Yeah,
know
just
why
thinking now.
you got it?
yeah.
What? Hey, John, you better be lying. You better be lying. Wait till I see you. Wait till I see you. Right, Joe, number 16.
Same with Morgan. I've gone for starting 16th. I think second season syndrome. Play other teams will know what your play style is, and I think Sutton will find it tough. I think to play, and I just think as well. Like you look at their good players, I think they might be going in the summer. I think like Goodlift, the centre back. I think he's a good player. The goalie, and there's so many more. I just think they'll get found out this season.
Right. Number 15, I've gone for Crew. They've lost so many players this coming season. And yeah, it's just not been a great season for them. So that is why I'm going for Crew.
Not Hartlepool, no.
Right. Yeah, I've messed up again, so don't worry.
I want to know the team you missed.
I don't know. But yeah. Are you joking? Yeah, all right. On to Morgan, 15.
In 15th, we're taking a trip to Grimsby now. Obviously, Grimsby have been promoted from the National League, winning a National League playoff final. I think we're going to have a good season in League Two, coming up from the National League, getting some new players in, letting some old players go. I think they're going to do well, and I put them just underneath in the bottom half, but I think they'll do well. Alex Johnson, have you gone Hartlepool to win the league?
No, Raphael. Raphael. Nah.
Wouldn't surprise me, John. It wouldn't surprise me.
Nah.
Right, we're on number 15, Alex, yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Joe, 15.
Right. Right. For my 15th, I went for Crew. I just think as well, the same with Rochdale, really. I think they're getting rid of their players, and I just think for them, it's quite hard. They've got a young defender. I think he's up and coming, and I think he might be sniffed by other clubs. And I just think it's going to be hard. Like Rochdale experienced since last season. Like when you go from League One to League Two, everyone's thinking, "Oh, you can just go back straight up." You won't. It's a tough league. Every league in the England Football League is a tough league. Even when if you get relegated to League Two to National League, you're not going to go back up. I know Grimsby did, but once every
Right, on to number 14. I've gone for a team that come down from League One, and that is AFC Wimbledon. I don't know much about AFC Wimbledon, but I know they've lost quite a few of their players. But yeah, new stadium for me next season. Which
The new stadium for Rob was new Plough Lane.
Plough Lane, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I haven't really got much to say about them, but yeah, I think they'll finish 14th. So next, Morgan.
In 14th, I've gone my team, Rochdale, hoping everything goes away. We don't get a point deduction because the reason why I put us 14th is because I'm hoping we don't get the point deduction. But if we do, then, I'm going to have to kind of change it. But 14 seems reasonable. It's 4 places higher than we finished last season. I think with the right players to bring in, either sign or get them on loan, build and make them gel, I'm just going to put us 14th.
Joe?
14th, I went for Carlisle. Today, obviously, they signed Thomas Holy, I think, which is a good sort of start.
6'9" goalkeeper.
Exactly. You need that in League Two. And then, yes, okay, he was a bit disaster at Port Vale, but if all you need with him is put your arm around him, give him the confidence, and he can actually do well for you. I think they've still got that. I'm not sure if they've got him still. They've still got that Omar Patrick. Alex, you know him because of Tranmere. 2-0.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I just think if they keep him fit, I think they would easily get 14th.
Right, number 13. I've gone for Sutton. Sutton had a fantastic run last season. Obviously, clinching 8th. That is fantastic from them. Or was it 8th? I think they finished.
Sutton, 8th.
8th, yeah.
They've done really well last season. Obviously, they've got some great players in their squad. They had the great keeper. I think all the players that have the Ben Goodliff all out of contract. Possibly come from me, please, because you're a good player. Obviously, with the goalkeeper, Dean Bazanis, is from Liverpool, which is a good thing because we can bring him in as our goalie, which would be
Scouts like you.
What?
Scouts like you.
Shut up. Right. So, yeah, I'm saying them to go. I'm saying them to go 13.
In 13th place, I've gone the National League champions, Stockport County now. There's a lot positive I can say about Stockport County. The team last season that got them up from the National League was arguably the best team I've seen in the National League for a good few years now, and rightly so they deserve to be champions. Like Andy Cannon and obviously Sarcevic as well. I think Stockport are going to have a fun season in League Two, upsetting some decent teams, the likes of Tranmere, Bradford City, and Orient, and all that. I think they are going to cause a lot of upset in this division, and they'll finish slap bang in the middle. Well, just under the bottom.
My 13th I went for is Doncaster. I just think with Gary McSheffrey, yes, he has a little bit of experience, but I feel like they've sort of got issues going on as well. I don't think they'll do that into the playoffs. I just think it'll be like mediocre at best.
Right. Number 12, I've gone for Gillingham. Gillingham had an awful season last season. Obviously, they've got some okay players they have. They've got Danny Lloyd, who used to play for Tranmere, who was a fantastic player, who is out of contract, which could mean possibly come back to Tranmere. I'd have him every day of the week because I thought he was a great player for us. But yeah, Gillingham, don't know many of their players, but yeah, Gillingham 12 for me. Morgan?
In 12th place, we are taking a trip down to the county ground. Swindon Town, now obviously they've just lost Ben Garner, which is a huge blow for him, because honestly, without Ben Garner last season, who knows where they could have been. 13 players made a debut, brought up some academy players as well last season, so it was, considering Swindon couldn't have had a club at the start of last season, for what they've achieved in getting to the playoffs last season is really good for Swindon. Without Ben Garner, I honestly don't know for Swindon. I spoke to my mates from Swindon looking at Sol Campbell, which, to be fair, I don't agree with myself. Sol Campbell to Swindon, no, but yeah, I hope Swindon do not get Sol Campbell, get a different manager in, and hopefully push up. Well, not push up, because it'll be a drop from where they finished last season, because Swindon finished 6th place and I put them 6 places below in 12. But obviously that's like Ben Garner departing the manager. Who knows who they're going to get next, you know? So yeah, I'm going to put Swindon Town in 12th place.
Joe?
I've also gone for Swindon. I just think it's going to be hard for them, like you say. Obviously, they lost their manager to Charlton. And also, I think he's also going to bring players from Swindon to Charlton. I think with the loan players, you look at them, they've got like Louis Barry, who was on loan there. They had a goalkeeper from Bristol City there. So it's hard for Swindon because they need the funds for it, and it'll be hard for them to push up from the playoffs. And I feel like what Morgan said, I think they'll drop 6 places down.
Right, my team is number 12. Number 11 is Walsall. Walsall, or just Walsall. Every time you go past a stadium, it's always Walsall, especially if you're going on a faraway day. Obviously, they didn't really have a great season apart from until they beat Tranmere. Everyone can beat Tranmere away from home, which is it's not hard, but it's true though. It's true.
I know, we beat you as well.
Yeah,
It's
same
true.
as Stevenage.
Sure. But the thing is, it's like they've got new owners, they've got some okay players, they've got a good manager in the former Newport manager, which obviously, so I think they'll be up there next season, possibly in the top 12. So yeah, I'm saying them for 11th. Morgan,
In
next.
11th is I've gone put Gillingham. I think obviously being relegated as well last season, they're going to find it struggle. They're not going to bounce back at the first time of asking. They've got some good players as well, and I think a sturdy mid-table finish will suit Gillingham very well considering the season they had last season.
Joe.
11th, I kind of went for Newport. I just think if they sell like Dom Telford, and I think as well, I just think they're not sort of the team that goes for the playoffs now because obviously they lost their manager to Walsall. I just think they've lost that spark in them, their character.
Okay, going on to my number 10. This could be a difficult one for people, but I think it's a laughable one for me. One of the worst grounds to go to. Definitely for Wales.
I know
Definitely
what's
for
up.
Wales.
I know
If you can guess it,
Salford
it's not.
City.
No, Salford City. Salford City. I had a rant. I had a rant. If you haven't seen my video, I had a rant at Salford. So, but yeah, shite ground, shite fans, absolute deluded. They should not even be a football club. I'm sorry. Yes, I know I'm a Man United fan, but Gary Neville, get in the bin, get in the bin. Awful owner as well. So yeah, that's my number 10. Salford City. Morgan.
In 10th place, I have gone Bradford City. Now, obviously, Mark Hughes coming in. He didn't have the best of starts at Bradford City, let's be honest. Took him ages to win his first game in Bradford Nation. Finished ended up 14th. But I think they're going to do a bit better with the signs they made, with Colin Doyle as well. So I think 10th would suit Bradford City.
Joe.
My 10th I've gone for is Stockport. I feel like they will do well next season. I think Sarcevic is going to have a well-filled day again. And he's got that experience. Obviously, he took Bolton from League 2 to League 1. And I think that he will be, obviously, he'll be important to them going up in the table.
Right, going into my number 9. It's a ground that I love. Going to Tranmere Rovers to get a win there last season, the last game of the season. Leighton Orient, fantastic away day, winning 1-0. Kane Holmes header, banger, getting goal. Fantastic game. Obviously, I think they'll be up there next season. Obviously, because they've been near the bottom half for the last few seasons. But I do think they will have a better season this season. Obviously, with Richie Wellens as their manager. So going into Morgan now.
In 9th place, I have gone Salford City. Yes, Salford City go through more managers. They get as bad as Oldham for doing that, going for managers like that. But yeah, I'm going to put Salford City in 9th place.
Joe?
I've also went for Salford 9th. I think Morgan just basically topped it off, really. They basically feel like they're like a Watford or a Chelsea. They're thinking, let's sack managers to gain success. And I think as well, Alex, you mentioned this as well. Like, you hear Gary Neville being passionate about the owners of Manchester United. Well, I'm sorry, but you need to think about Salford's first. Don't come back to them and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Focus on Salford. You know, you keep sacking managers and then realise, oh, maybe we should have sacked him. That's not good ownership.
Yeah. And also, why is the wheelchair end in the home end? Why? And then no one told me because I was in the away end, and it was an absolute joke. So Salford is one of the worst away grounds to go to, especially it is shit. So going into my number 8, you thought I was gonna get one wrong, but I didn't. So I'm saying number 8. This is gonna be a shock for people. This is gonna be a shock.
Hartlepool.
What?
Hartlepool.
What? Nah, it's not.
Oh.
No, I said Carlisle United. Carlisle United, nice ground, right? It's all right. Big stadium. So yeah, I'm going for them in 8th because obviously their wheelchair way end is only £4 for me, which is a bargain. So it'll probably cost me about £25 for an away day. Happy days. So obviously they've got some great players in. The player that scored against Tranmere last season, and after the game, I got a picture with him because I just said to him, "Sign for Tranmere, mate, please." So yeah. So going into my number 8 for Morgan. Go on.
In 8th, I've gone the South Yorkshire side, Doncaster Rovers now. Obviously being relegated from League One. I think Doncaster are going to have the best season out of all the teams that have been relegated from League One in League Two. We've got some fantastic players. I think they try and get rid of a striker, to be honest. Hawula is called. I've heard that, before the season ended, he was even linked with us at one point. But I just think Doncaster, under Gary, they'll perform well. To be fair, he was performing semi-decent, but it wasn't enough to keep him up in League One, and that's unfortunately what sealed their fate into a League Two.
Joe.
We're on 8th, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
8th, I've gone for Leyton Orient. I think the home games, the stadium's class. I love going to Leyton Orient. Never disappoints me at all. I just think they've still got like people like Aaron Duran, who used to play for Ipswich. I think they need to keep him fit, and without him, they're kind of like mediocre at best. So I think they needed to keep him ready and fit for the season ahead.
Right. This is one of my shockers. Well, this is going to shock people. I've gone for Stockport County to finish 7th. Anything can happen. Sutton United shocked people last season. Why can't Stockport United do it? Why can't they? So I think they're going to be a real good force next season. Obviously, with the players they've got, Connor Jennings especially, fantastic player when he was at Tranmere, absolute legend. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing against Stockport next season. Hopefully, that's first game of the season. That'll be a water game. I think that'll be a class game. So yeah, that is going to be my number 7. Morgan?
In 7, I have gone Stevenage. Obviously, we've got Steve Evans, who made a good signing, Carl Pergiani, and brought in a few more players. I think, obviously, they're going to do miles better than they did last season, changing what they had about 2 to 3 managers last season, and it weren't good for him. But obviously, we stick with Steve Evans, back him throughout the season, do well up until Christmas, and then January transfer, get some more players in either on loan or sign deals. And 7th place seems all right under Steve Evans. He's a good manager. He's got a good philosophy, brand of football, and I think they'll do all right.
Morgan, I am so shocked what you said. Yeah. Stevenage?
Morgan, we're best friends now. Well, I like Morgan.
that shocked me, but fair enough.
Everyone has a wild card. Every person has a pick up.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So we go on to Joe now.
Right, my 7th, I went for Alex's Tranmere.
At least you got playoffs.
At least you've got playoffs, and I just think your home form was really good. You beat teams like Exeter last season. I think you carry on having that home form. Okay, away you were terrible. I mean, you lost to Stevenage 2-0, but we don't talk
I
about it. We
totally
move on.
agree.
We
We
move
were
on
shocked.
from that, and I think Mickey's going to be not reserving, but like he will be thinking about what's going ahead, and I think he will be cautious to it.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be one of them. If we can get top three, fantastic. But it's time will tell.
I mean,
With the players,
if Stevenage comes seventh, mate, I'm going to literally go into Morgan, like shake his hand, and be like, "Thank you."
right,
He buys a pie at the end of the season.
Oh, done, 100%.
right. So my number 6 is Newport County. This team is a team in Wales. Tranmere Rovers did get beat by them last season, 4-2 away from home.
Yay!
Honestly, I thought, obviously, coming back from 2-0 down to make it 2-2.
He did what we did at Bristol,
And
basically.
we literally just balled it right at the end.
Yeah, that's what we did at Bristol Rovers away.
Bottled it, absolutely bottled it. So, but yeah, I think they're going to be in the playoffs next season massively. They're a good team. They've got some good players. They've literally just signed Declan Drysdale, who is started his career at Tranmere Rovers, which he is a good player. Obviously, he was at Coventry, done really well there. Now he's at Newport. So, going to be a great season for him and possibly for Newport if they get top 6. Yeah, I totally agree, Jack. Totally agree. He's a great defender. In my eyes, I don't know why Tranmere didn't go in for him. It would have been a good sign, definitely. So going on to, is it Morgan's turn?
Yeah. In 6th place, I have gone Hartlepool. Now Hartlepool did finish 17th last season, and I think they're going to do better. They're going to want to get back into League One because realistically, they are a League One club, or there was at one stage as well. If not higher, I think it was up in near the Championship at one point. But yeah, I think Hartlepool are destined to try and get back in League One and going to put them to finish in the playoffs.
That'll be. You should put a bet on that. Flipping heck.
How much are you going to get back? What,
Especially Stevenage. Especially.
If I put a 5p bet on, how much are you going to get back?
Not much. No.
Right,
Joe. Go on, Joe.
My 6, I've gone with Wimbledon. I just think having someone like Johnny Jackson as your manager, I think that's a proven. I think he's fairly done dirty at Charlton. Bear in mind that's his boy club, and I think with Wimbledon he wants to point to prove that he can still do it. And I think yes, okay, he's kind of got rid of players, but they've got that new stadium as well, which is going to give them a massive buzz, and I think they'll get 6th place.
Interesting. So my number 5 is Swindon Town. Yes, Swindon Town missed out on playoff final. Obviously, Jim McCurdy missing that absolute penalty, hilarious. I think the ball's still coming over here. I think, but yeah, shocking penalty. He's a good player, but when he played Tranmere, he was shocking, absolutely shocking. Peter Clark had him in his back pocket all game. So obviously being them 3-0 was fantastic. But I think they're going to be up there next season massively. Even though they haven't got a manager, I think they will still do well because you've got to think they've got Johnny Williams. Obviously, I think he's out contract now, I think. So if he stays at Swindon, that'll be a great signing for them next season massively. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, yeah, going on to Morgan now.
I've gone and put Newport County in 5th place. One season they're out of the playoffs, one season they're in the playoffs. Obviously, last season outside of the playoffs, so it just makes sense to bung them in 5th place.
Go on, Joe.
So my 5th is a wild card. I went for Walsall.
Interesting.
And the thing is, I think with Walsall, I think with the manager they've got, he knows the playoffs and he knows how to get there. He signed Peter Clark, and I think that's going to be the proven of the vital of the piece for them. I think they still need to sign that Rushworth from Brighton. I think he's a good young goalkeeper, and if he gets another season in him, I think he will develop into a very good goalkeeper.
Do you think he'll sign? Do you think he'll sign permanently? Possibly.
Not permanent, but I think give him another round, give him another go, and be like, think about years ago with Brighton, what they done with Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
Morgan, you can say this, Morgan. Like he was brilliant for Rochdale.
Oh,
I remember they were facing Tottenham and he was starting for Rochdale, and it shows his character and his development. And I think they could do that with Rushworth.
Yeah, we didn't play Tottenham. Obviously, Robert Sanchez from Brighton, not from Brighton, he was born in Spain, played for Brighton, went out on loan to Forest Green, then went back, come out on loan to us, and we played Man United in the Carabao Cup, and you wouldn't think he'd be playing in League One. The saves he pulled off that night and what he did, you'd think he'd be playing for something like Bayern Munich or a team like that, because he was phenomenal, and obviously he's had his downs as well, the 6-0 defeat to Peterborough. All goals was mistakes by him, but we found out later on that he had an argument with his girlfriend, like a really bad argument, the night before the Peterborough game, and obviously it affected his performances and lost his game 6-0. But Robert Sanchez, top keeper, I'd take him back any day of the week. But obviously with Richard O'Donnell now being our keeper, I'd pick Sanchez over O'Donnell. But yeah, he was a fantastic keeper for both Forest Green, us, and Brighton, and obviously kicked the old goalkeeper out of the position so we could nick that number 1 spot at Brighton.
And he's nicked De Gea of the national team in Spain.
Yeah.
Joe, just a little question. Did a former Tranmere goalkeeper is now signed for Stevenage? You got a new goalkeeper?
I know we got one from Gillingham, but I'm not sure about the other one.
Oh, what's his name? He used to play for Tranmere.
I don't know. It's a
I can't remember his name. Guys, if there's any Tranmere fans in here, does anyone remember a goalkeeper that started his... what's his name? He was on loan from... who was it? I think from Peterborough. Peterborough goalie. Joe.
Aaron Chapman.
Him?
Yeah, that's him. Is he signed for
Who's it?
Stevenage?
Who?
Aaron Chapman.
Yeah, I think Chapman signed.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good. I rate him as a goalie. I think he's a good goalie, I think.
Yeah, we got him from Gillingham.
Good goalie, so...
I'm trying to think who the other one was.
So going on to my number 4... I don't want to say this. I'm going for my number 4, Tranmere Rovers.
You bastard.
Right, the reason why I've said it, because I don't want people saying I'm saying Tranmere for top 3, because people might think I'm deluded for saying from a team to get in the top 3. So I do think we'll get playoffs. Will we win the playoffs is a different thing, different matter. But we have to be consistent going into this coming season in 22-23 season massively. The players have to be up for it. We need to have a better away performance next season massively, because last season was absolutely shocking. Even though we won about 5 games away from home last season, it was good, but it was shit. But that is my personal opinion. So, yeah. So that is my number 4. Morgan, who's your number 4?
4, judging by what you just said, and you heard me say bastard as soon as you said Tranmere Rovers. I've gone Tranmere, obviously finished 9th last season with a shocking away form, 5 wins throughout the season away from home is really, really poor for Tranmere Rovers, especially because the home form was absolutely immense, impeccable. No one could touch their home form, apart from Exeter and Bristol maybe. But yeah, they had such an amazing home form and a terrible away form, which ended up making them finish 9th. And obviously, with the players that have left, all the shit players of Tranmere, and obviously made 3 signings as well, I think Tranmere are going to do a bit better, finish 5 places above 9th, finishing 4th place, and getting the playoffs. The last playoff spot as well.
Hey, John, just to let you know, are you doing the coaching? Are you doing the coach next season for Tranmere? Just asking. because I might have to get you in the video one time, maybe, whenever, or in pre-season or something. So yeah, we're going to Joe now. Who's your number 4?
My
Who's
number 4th, I kind of went for Gillingham. You guys, I don't know if you said it, Alec, but I'm pretty sure Morgan did. They were quite low on Morgan's one, but like, I just feel like with Neil Harris, still the manager, he's still got that, he still can build them up and feels like he can still get his players involved and just not go for the top 3. I think they'll just scrape into it, but I just think they'll get 4th. And Stevenage signed Danny Rose, who's the Northampton striker.
Danny Rose?
Yeah. Don't know who he is, but yeah.
Didn't he sign for you guys?
Yeah, Stevenage, yeah. That's the one we signed.
Yeah, he was at Northampton last season.
Yeah, that's the one I couldn't think of.
Hey, the only reason how I know Danny Rose, because I've got him on Facebook. So, but yeah.
So yeah, I think Gillingham's 4th.
Love that, John. Love that, John. I'll be seeing you next season, definitely. But obviously, I won't be there for all of September because obviously I'll be doing something. But I'll say that in a few weeks. So, a few people know, but I'm not going to announce it just yet. So going into my top 3. So who's in the top 3? People, put your comment down. Who do you think I've put in the top 3? And it's not no 2 teams. Hi, Dave. Even though I don't know you, Dave, but okay. But yeah,
As you do.
Nah, hey, John, I'm not going to be doing a lot of teams in September, a lot of games in September because I'm doing something, I'm going somewhere. So that's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, which you probably guess what it is. So, going into my top 3 now. Top 3, I am going for Bradford City. The reason why I'm going for Bradford City, because the team is a great team. They've got Mark Hughes, fantastic manager. Don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic manager. He's been at the likes of Man City, Stoke, Wales. Fantastic manager. Obviously, to be at Bradford is another thing. Fantastic. Obviously, when Tranmere Rovers played them last season, it was a great game in my eyes because atmosphere was electric, obviously from both teams. It was more from the Bradford fans because I was in the Bradford end. But yeah, Bradford fans were class. I thought they were really good. The songs were decent. I'll be definitely doing Bradford next season, hopefully. But yeah, I'm saying Bradford top 3 massively. And one of the best stadiums in League 2 by far. Morgan, we're going to you for the top 3. Who's your 3rd?
Richie Wellens, Leighton Orient. Now it's just got to be Leighton Orient. Oh my God, the undercarriage jacket was an absolute shambles. There was a joke, and they got rid of him the right time. Brought Richie in and finished 13th at the end of last season. I think they're going to push on even more. Got some fantastic players. Paul Smith being one of them, scored an absolute belter against us when I was at their ground. And yeah, I just think all around Leighton Orient are going to go up. Would you take a Rochdale fan just coming in, Dell going up, or would you take Danny Cashman at Tranmere? Alex?
I don't know. It's like only on one condition. As long as Morgan doesn't say, "Oh, Danny Cashman scored against Tranmere Rovers." I mean, I've had it every day since. Well, never enough every day, but I haven't had it for a few weeks. He's been saying, "Danny Cashman, Danny Cashman, Danny Cashman."
1-0 Danny Cashman. There you go.
Hey,
bring it back.
Morgan, I can just do this. 2-0 Tranmere Rovers. 2-0. We beat you.
I can't see your fingers. I can't see you too.
Oh,
I'm only joking, chill.
2-0, yeah. So, but would I take him? I don't know. How old is he? 23, 24?
Fucking hell, I can't from myself. Yeah, well then.
Right. But thanks for the question if you want. Am I going to Disney? What sort of question is that? I'm going Disney
to meet Salford's new next manager.
What? What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? And someone said Swindon and Mansfield. Oh, I don't know. That's what, I think that'd be. I think it'd be a good season this coming season. So we're going to Joe. Is that Joe?
Yep, I'm still here. Third, I went for Bradford. I basically said the same reason as Alex, really. I just think with Mark Hughes, he's got a full season to himself now, and he's got full control, like full signings. He knows what to work with, and he knows like how who's not to
Oh,
pick
that's a good
as
one.
players. Mickey Mouse, you muppet. So I think with Mark Hughes as well, like you've got Blackburn as well, Alex, and
Yeah.
there's other teams, and I just think getting him at League Two for Bradford is such a steal, and I just think that he will do well for them this season in top four at third.
Alex would not like that comment. Read it.
Can we have Elliot Nevitt and we will give you
Hey
Aidan
mate,
White in
hey
return?
mate. If you want to give us 10 million or 100 million, you can have him.
Do you think we can afford that? 100 million. Jesus.
They can't afford hula hoops, let alone 10 million.
Hey, why would Elliot Nevitt go to Rochdale? I'm sorry, why would he? Nah. He's
Invincible
one
money.
of, hey, he's one of our own. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Last time I buy you a bacon butty at Walsall, Alex.
Who's that? Bacon Butty?
Oxton.
The guy who bought you a bacon butty at Walsall.
No,
Yeah.
I have no idea who it was. Is that Keith? Is that Keith? Because that's the only person I can think of. If you're Keith,
Well,
come on,
considering
please.
that you went to Walsall and he got you a bacon butty, you
Yeah.
have to think
It
who got
wasn't
you
a
it.
bacon boy. It was a chicken balti. Get it right,
Oh.
man.
All right, Alex, calm down.
God, you know your food.
Yeah, I know my food. Go on.
Right.
What? Warsaw. Yeah, it's chicken balti. Yeah. Right. And so going on to my number 2, Northampton Town. Northampton Town should have got promoted last season, but obviously with the Bristol Rovers scoring 7, I think it's going to be Northamptonshire because they're always up there, near enough every season. But yeah, I think they've got a good few players. Fantastic stadium. I love their stadium. I think it's one of the best. But in my opinion, I think they'll be up there next season. But definitely going there next season. So yes, Morgan.
I think judging by Joe's reaction and my reaction, I think we've all settled for our top 2. I think we've all gone across Northampton in second. Now, obviously, like Alex said last season, they just about missed out on automatic promotion due to Joey Barton's Bristol Rovers scoring 7 on the final game of the season, and obviously beating Rochdale the week prior to that at our ground, where we were 3-1 up and we just threw it away like absolute lemons. So, you know, it is what it is. We've got to take it on the chin. It's our own fault for doing that. But yeah, Northampton do a really strong side. And if I'm being honest, I thought they should have got to play a final this year. Yeah, it wasn't their day on the day, and they got beat. But it is what it is. So I've gone Northampton to go up to League One.
I mean,
Go on, Joe.
I think, well, it's the first time I think on this live, I think we all agreed on one position and one team.
We've
And that's
agreed on
Northampton.
2. We've agreed on 2.
Well, me and Joe have agreed on.
We've agreed on a lot. No, but I mean, all of us 3 said one position.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all agreed that Northampton would come second.
Right.
And
Okay.
I just think, like you all said, if you look at it and you think to yourself, Northampton had what, like a 3-goal difference, and you're thinking they're basically going up. You no one would have thought that Bristol Rovers would put on 7, and obviously things like that. Because I bet all the Northampton fans were like, "Oh yes, we've done it now. We're back in League One." Next minute, you see 7-0 Bristol Rovers, and you're thinking we're in the playoffs. Shouldn't get over it. And I just think the team. You look on the team and just like that Guthrie and centre back. He knows the league now, and he's going to get better.
So our last one. So who are going to be the champions? and that will be Doncaster Rovers. Doncaster Rovers, they get relegated last season from League One, but I do think they'll go straight back up because they've got the fan base, they've got the team, and everything. I think they've made a few signings so far this season for this coming season, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I just think Doncaster will be tough to beat for near enough every team because from the last time we played them, we were meant to play them at their place, but obviously with COVID happened, it didn't happen. But we did get beat 3-0 at our place, which was a shocking performance.
Thank you for your comment, John. If there's anything, if you would like any of us to do more predictions, or if you want us three to do more collabs,
so that is my number one. So Morgan, who have you said?
I've gone the Stags, Nigel Clough's and Mansfield Town. Now, obviously, last season they started off absolutely shocking. There was there's 2 places off relegation. I think they even did dip into the relegation zone at one point last season. Obviously, a massive turnaround. Obviously, saw them soar up. They did finish in 7th place, obviously taking up their last playoff spot, losing out to Port Vale in the final 3-0. Obviously, Oliver Hawkins getting that red card, which didn't help them out at all. And I just think, you know what, Mansfield, they're going to come back 10 times stronger and wipe the league.
And here's the thing.
You forgot Mansfield.
I forgot Mansfield.
Oh my God, that's the team as well. Yeah,
at least we found out. Yeah, cheers, John. I will be seeing you very soon. Hopefully, maybe a pre-season game, maybe. But yeah, what a douchebag I am. But yeah, go on, Joe. Take it away.
I
Who's
mean,
winning the league?
I've gone for Mansfield as well. I just think Nigel Clough there at the manager, I think he's brilliant. I think, like Morgan said as well, I think you look at the 3-0 Port Vale, I think it kind of unjustified what Mansfield did the whole season from getting nearly relegated to the playoffs. And I think with Ollie Hawkins getting that red, that just didn't help. And I think that they'll learn from it. I think Hawkins will. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to get sent off at Wembley because you're always going to be known for that. So he would have something to prove. And also they'll have loads. They've got good owners as well, like wealthy owners as well. So they are backed.
Yeah, right. So,
and I agree with you, Dave. Poor from you, that Alex. Dave, what makes it worse? He said to me, and Morgan just before this, he went, "Oh, I done mine yesterday. I done this. I done that." So cockily, and be like, "Oh, I've got everything."
And I did mine at the last second as well.
Yeah, I did it 2 hours ago.
Right. So obviously we've got. We finished that table. Thank you for the guys that have been watching.
Wait, quick question. Alex, where would you put Mansfield?
Honestly.
You can't change your predictions, so the only place with the gap is where
Mansfield. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only place with a gap is where Mansfield Town are going.
Did I put 2 teams?
You probably put Tranmere about 8 times. You put Hartlepool twice.
Yeah, you put Hartlepool twice.
Right. 16th. Right.
That's going to be your thumbnail, Mansfield 16th.
But yeah, just before I finish this, who's the toughest team that you're going to be playing against next season then for you, Morgan? Who's toughest team? What's the biggest game for you next season then, would you say?
Biggest game, obviously, like we've said, we don't have the rivals anymore with Oldham and Bury going. So Stockport County is the game I'm looking forward to most, home and away. The toughest game, I think, is going to be Leighton Orient away. Justin Richie Wellens is still in charge. Richie Wellens always smashes Rochdale 3-1, no matter what comes at, like Swindon, Oldham, Leighton Orient. You know, he was managing and smashing 3-1 every time. So Leighton Orient away is going to be really, really tough and a real challenge to our test of quality leadership in our team.
Right. Joe, who's your toughest game for next season?
I don't really have a Pacific team. I think every team in League Two is tough. You know, and it's just like, it's fair play, and I'm looking forward. Oh, sorry, Deadpool. I think every team in League Two is tough because it's hard to predict, and you don't know what's going to happen.
I've seen the comment.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
I
the way. Oh,
actually,
sorry, Deadpool.
it's funny. It's so funny. Yeah. So my favorite game, what I'm looking forward to the most, has to be Stockport away. Has to be. Obviously, from what happened a few seasons ago, Tommy fans running on the pitch, sitting on the goal fence, on the goal post.
That's what I did at Scunthorpe, pitch invaded.
Yeah. So obviously, but that'll be fantastic. Obviously, I won't stop up first game of the season. I think that'd be class. Possibly at home, be real good. But yeah.
First game.
So what?
First game.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
A big game, first game of the season. I don't know, maybe, but yeah, we'll take him home, put him in the shed at Tranmere.
It'll be on Alex's vlog.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe for Morgan and Joe. Do you have a YouTube channel, Joe?
I do not, but I might start one. I'll see.
I reckon you should do one for Stevenage.
I don't go to Stevenage that much though.
Well, goes to the games that you do go to.
I could do. I might see. I need to see like a camera and things like
Nah,
that.
it watched Stevenage get beat by Oldham.
Huh?
You watched Stevenage get beat by Oldham.
Mm-hmm.
That was to be fair. That was one of the relegation deciders. If you hadn't beat Tranmere, then it would be a real fight between you and Oldham.
Do you know what?
That's what I said to Alex. I said that to Alex on his live. I said, if we don't beat Tranmere, then that could be us going down.
But here's the funny thing, Morgan. You can't say anything because last season
Always
you
room
didn't
for
beat
more League Two
Oldham.
channels, Joe.
You didn't even beat Oldham at home all the way.
Did you
I mean,
beat Northampton?
don't get me wrong, that is true. But I need like a good camera because my phone just dies straight away. And if you want to watch it, then it's just like,
What phone you got?
what?
Yeah. Dave's,
I mean, I'll tell you what, I'd happily do it. Don't get me wrong, but
Dave,
like I said,
are you subscribed to any of us by any chance? Because
to who?
are you subscribed to me or Morgan? Because you're the first time I've ever seen your name pop up. Do you know him, Joe?
No, I don't think so.
Yes. Cheers, Dave. Right, let's get to 600 subscribers, 10 away. Can it be done?
What, you 10 away now?
Yeah, 10 away. 33 away
Fair play.
from Cam. But anything's possible if you believe it. So, would anyone like to see a League One prediction table with the whole teams, not just the one missing?
Do
Do you reckon we
championship
should
and
do
Prem.
that?
Yeah.
I've done the Premier League, mate.
Yeah, but we could do it on Morgan's.
Could do. Morgan, are you doing it on your channel? This?
Yeah. I'm going to do it straight after doing the League Two prediction. So after
Right. Okay. Cheers. So thank you guys for being on. Obviously, I think there's only 4 people on. So thank you. You've all been legends. So I'll see you guys in a bit. And up the whites, super white army.
Thank you,
Up the
everyone.
yellow.
Bye. Up the borough.
Right. Okay. Is that done? Okay, it's done.